Oh, there it is. Bondo finished and primered again. I went over the other places. This fender's starting to look real good. But looking down at here, I can see that this body line right in this area is not quite straight. And I have some little stuff there. But basically this side is starting to look really good. I mean, I'll probably look at it once more in the morning. And I got, looks like I can see just a little curve right there in that edge. Work on that a hair more. You have to be at the right angle to see what's wrong with it, and this camera's really not picking it up too well. Anyway, is this side kind of ready for light again. Moving on this AMX again. I pretty much got this all done with 80 grit sanding. There's a couple of places there in the door I need to straighten out, but this edge was not as sharp as I wanted, so I put some body filler on it. I used some tape and marked me a line there, and right now that should be a pretty sharp crease, so I just have to sand it off now with a good flat board, and I think I can get a crease back in here. Again, I just sanded off my Bondo here with 40 grit. Looks like I still got a little right here in front. This Bondo's still kind of soft, so I'm just shaping it. There, I got a pretty good line on it. I'll put another piece of tape on there, so first I'll trim up this bottom a little, and then I'll put a piece of tape on it, and then I'll use my 80 grit and trim it up to the edge of the tape. Alright, here's the skim coat on. I had a few low spots. The metal was showing up right in here and right up there, so this whole area was a little low. So what I did, I just went ahead and put this body filler on here, and I used a pretty big area just to try to get it as smooth as I can. If I build that up, then I'm going to have to build it up below it and then below that, so I just went ahead and covered the whole bottom of that fender. Most of this is going to get sanded off. It's very thin here. You can see that it just barely went into it. But when I pull this tape off of here, I actually can pull it off right now. It's just gonna leave a little layer of Bondo. You can see it's not very thick there, and this will give me a little better idea. And it looks like I've got a little low spot right there on top, but I'll clean this bottom one up, and then I'm going to try to cover the whole thing with one more. I'll cover it up into here where I'm hitting the this upper range of Bondo. I'm hitting metal right here, so just a little thin skin coat on this, and can't really see here. You can feel it when you run your finger down there. You can feel that there's a pretty good crease in it, but that's going to give me a real straight line for the crease. This one I can probably leave alone. It doesn't have to be razor sharp or anything, but now I'll have enough Bondo on this one to make a distinct line in the car. Some places in this door I got a little too sharp. I need to fill this bottom, but it's cold out here and Bondo's not hardening up. It's supposed to be raining, so I'm just trying to work on a little place at a time. Do what I can, go inside, warm up while this dries, sand a little, and just keep the videos coming. So please like and subscribe if you will. Help me support this channel. This is going to be a real nice project, and I appreciate you watching. And if you get something out of content out of it, that's good. And if you got some questions about something, please just leave me in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Alright, we got it all whittled down with a board sander. I don't know if you can really see, but there's just a little bit of my line left right there. And I chewed the rest of this bottom part down good. So what I'm going to do now is just mix up another thin batch and cover this top up to about here, just a thin layer, and put a little bit more in any of the deep scratches I got here by cutting it up with a 40 grit, and then we should be able to 80 grit sand it and prime it. Now there's a real fine coat. I just pulled the bottom up over to the tape. I'm going to pull this tape off here right now, but you can see that it's a thickness of tape on there. It shouldn't take much trouble at all to pull that off, and this is going to give me as straight of a line as I can get here. So now I'll just let this harden up good. I'll trim it up with 80 grit. I shouldn't have no holidays. Looks like I might have a little one right there, right in this area. I don't know if this Bondo's wet enough. Yeah, I might be able to. I don't know how much I'm filling and how much I'm taking off from my bottom. Go from the other side. Probably was looking at the dirt with the camera. But there, that's pretty good. Now that should be good enough to get an 80 grit finish on it. And I really won't be able to tell how accurate my edge is until I start sanding it again, but I'm taking it at an angle here. I don't know what that is, about 15-20 degrees, and this is probably 2 or 3 in, so should be able to have a pretty good crease in it there. And this was one of the fenders that I had a lot of dents and stuff in. I'll have to go around here with a little wire brush or Dremel or something and clean the Bondo out of that indicator light hole. And I think this will be good enough. It isn't raining yet, but it sure looks like it's gonna. I've got another major project coming up here for video. This bumper here, you see it's right at the edge of the fender. And over here, it's sticking out 3/4 of an inch. So I'm gonna have to shrink this whole bumper. And it's got a kink in it. I'll probably have to make me a jig to do that. But that ought to be a kind of an interesting video. The bumper itself has got a lot of little dents in it. But we'll get moving on that one. And here's another something I got to do. I got to cut out this whole rust piece on this Roadrunner, and I've got another piece down there. I won't know whether I have to replace the inside of it until I get it cut out, but leave me a comment. Tell me what you think I ought to do. Should I call it good on this for now? It runs and drives, and it's got primer on it. And should I start working on this Roadrunner? Probably a lot more guys interested in Roadrunners than they are in AMXs, but leave me a comment. Let me know, what would you like to see happen to this one? It's got a 383 and a 4-speed. I also have a video coming up. I'm going to have to rebuild it at 4-speed. So if you're interested in seeing a Mopar 4-speed build, let me know. Meanwhile, I'm going to let this dry and go in and get warm. Come back and sand it. Well, there it is. You can even see in the camera it's a real nice straight line. It feels real good. Got a nice curve to it. It's kind of hard to see with the different colors of Bondo on it. But it's all got a nice even smooth curve to it. Once I get primer on it, then I can tell how much of that sharp edge I'm going to have to take off. Probably not much, just a little bit to adjust it, maybe to get a little straighter. But it's real straight line. It's a definite crease, and as long as it's you can see it good from back here, you can see it real well. And that front fender right there was pretty bad to start with. I've worked on it a couple days on and off, but done deal for now. Pick up my junk and get ready for the rain.